Magandang araw sa inyo mga kabansa. Kayo ay nasa Iparas, kay Paras. At ito ang inyong lingkodado Paglinawan, nagbubugan ng pagbati para sa ating sekretary.
Magandang hapon po, Paring Ado. At of course, magandang hapon din sa ating mga mahal na mga kababayan na abalang-abala ngayon sa kalagayan ng ating bansa. Tayo po ay bumulusok na. Ha? Ang ating ekonomiya ay sobra ng walang saysay. Investors walang pumupunta. Ang laki ng utang natin, tumaas na. Maraming mga issues na hindi resolve, yung pagbenta ng gold, na walang pag-aaral. We lost, according to Marcoleta, 100 billion in the process. At so many others, yung stock exchange, yung exchange rates. There are so many problems in our country. And most of all, ang number one problem is the corruption of President Bangag Marcos. Na ito ngayon, siya ang tinuturo ni Saldico na mastermind dito sa pagnanakaw ng pera ng gobyerno. So, ito po ang tape-recorded message ni Saldico na kinikriticize daw nila ngayon dahil hearsay, dahil wala daw probative value, and so on and so forth, which is really nonsense. The statement of Saldico reveals that the president is the most kurakot president of all times. So, ito po, pakinggan natin itong sinasabi ni Saldico.
Kaya ngayon ay hinahamon ko si Ombudsman Remulla kung seryoso talaga siya sa mga sinasabi niya sa kanyang press release na idadamay niya pati si Martin Romualdez kung magbibigay ako ng ebidensya. Patunayan niya ngayon ang pronouncement niya. Imbestigahan niya ang fraternity Brad at ang kanyang kaibigan na si Speaker Martin Romualdez kung talagang tutupad siya sa tungkulin niya. Imbestigahan din niya si President Bongbong Marcos. Sabi nga ni BBM nung SONA, let's do it right at mahiya naman kayo, hindi po ba? Nananawagan din po ako sa Senado na imbestigahan ang 100 billion insertion ni Presidente. Alam ko po na hindi gagawin ni Ombudsman Remulla ang hamon ko. Pero magaling ang Senado sa investigasyon at ako ay naniniwala na dahil sa kanila, lalabas ang katotohanan. Yung pong listahan ng mga projects, ilalabas ko din kasama ng video na ito. Dahil dito, mas lalong darami ang ipa-file na kaso sa akin. Ginagamit ng administrasyon ang buong resources ng bansa para tumahimik ako, para masira ang aking kredibilidad. Darami din ang banta sa buhay ko at ng aking pamilya. March 2025 pa lang, si Speaker ay nagpaparinig na sa akin sa aming meeting that he will shoot me if I will talk. At pagkatapos niyang sabihin sa akin in a phone call na, don't come home, we will take care of you, tumawag ulit si Speaker Martin at sinabihan niya ako na pag umuwi ako will be dangerous. Kasi they might hire someone to do a rub out on me or hire the police to kill me while in jail. Una pa lang ito sa magusto kong ibunyag. Marami pa akong dadalhin sa liwanag. Isa na dito ay yung kay Henry Alcantara, ang DPWH boys, ang sinasabi nilang halaga sa ICI ay 21 billion. Hindi po totoo yan. Ang totoong numero ay 56 billion pesos at yung pong halaga na yan ay kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at Martin Romualdez na punta lahat. Ilalabas ko po ang buong detalye sa darating na mga araw.
Ito, very clear, na si Saldico tinitrete ni Romualdez na babarilin. Shoot. I will shoot you. Tinitrete ni Martin Romualdez na huwag siyang umuwi dahil pag umuwi siya is very dangerous. So, the same series of threats. Tapos, wala nang choice si Saldico kundi magsabi ng totoo. Kasi daw, bago siya patayin, masabi na niya ang katotohanan sa buong madlang Pilipino. Paring Ado.
At yung mga sinasabi niya, nagko-corroborate doon sa mga testimony sa ICI at saka sa Kongreso.
Okay.
Yun ang importante. Hindi, he was not introducing a new notion except for the 100 billion of which 25 billion was delivered to the President.
At ganito po yung latag ng sitwasyon ngayon. Unang-una, prior to the statement of Saldico, may mga sikreto na mga threat si Romualdez sa kanya. For all we know, sabi ni Romualdez, utos ni Presidente yung ginagawa niyang threat kay Saldico. Pero during that time, hindi sila expectant na magsasalita si Saldico. Akala nila, yung threat na sinabi ni Romualdez, akala nila matatakot si Saldi at mananahimik. Pero hindi nila akalain na si Saldico ay nagsalita.
At nagbigay pa ng bagong ebidensya.
Nagbigay ng mga
At magbibigay pa ng
bagong
additional.
ebidensya. So, threatened sila ngayon. Noong una, pinahayaan nila, ang daming nagdemanda, o bakit walang cancellation ng passport, or bakit walang kaso kay Saldi. So, nung nagsalita na si Saldi,
Nagmadali naman sila.
nagmadali ngayon itong kuneho na Marcos. Nagmadali ngayon.
Yung pagong naging kuneho.
Naging kuneho ang pagong. Minamadali ngayon at parang na-violate naman yung due process. Napakabilis.
Oo.
Sobrang bilis.
Warrant of arrest ka.
Nakaduda-duda. Kapapay lang, the next day may warrant of arrest.
Oo.
Ano pa naman yung kalukuhan na yan? Tingnan mo itong statement nitong bangag na presidente natin na sinabi ng kapatid niya na matagal nang nagdadrag itong kapatid ko. Matigas ang ulo, pinapahinto ko na, pinangaralan ko na, hindi talaga natitinag at nananatiling bangag at at sinisira ang bansang Pilipinas. Ito yung bangag. Pakinggan natin.
Pakinggan niyo.
Ito po ay isa pang report na aking ginagawa upang malaman ng taong bayan kung ano na ang nangyayari tungkol sa mga flood control na kaso na naging iskandalo. At kung paano kung ano ang mga ating nagawa upang mapanagot ang mga may kagagawan nito. Kaya nais kong i-report na ang ombudsman nagpormal nang naghain ng kaso laban kina Saldico at iba pang 17 individual batay sa mga ebidensyang iniakyat ng ICI at saka ng DPWH. Hindi po ito haka-haka, hindi po ito kwento. Ito po ay tunay na ebidensya. At ito po, para hindi ko na babasahin, pero makikita naman ninyo sa phone ninyo, ito yung listahan ng may arrest warrant na. At ang susunod na hakbang, ay wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa, ang ating mga otoridad ay siyempre papatupad na nila itong mga arrest warrant na ito. Aarestuhin na sila, ihaharap sa korte at pananagutin sa batas. Walang special na pagtrato, walang sinasanto. Ako ang nagsimula nitong lahat. Ako ang magtatapos. Kaya't asahan po ninyo na wala pong tigil itong aming ginagawa. At kahit na parang napakatagal ang dumaan na panahon, ako'y nagpapasalamat sa pasensya ng ating mga kababayan. Ngunit nagbunga na ng resulta ang mga pasensya ninyo.
Nakalimutan ni Marcos or inumit niya ang napakahalaga na katotohanan. Sabi niya, akong nagsimula, akong magtatapos. Marcos, hindi yan matatapos kung hindi ikaw makulong. Kasi sabi ni Saldico, ikaw mastermind. Kumurakot ka ng 25 billion pesos sa 2025 insertion. Paano pa yung 2024, 2023, 2022? Pinirmahan mo yung General Appropriations Act. May insertions na yon. Magkano ang parte mo doon, Marcos? Ha? Hindi ba tatapos? Ha? Kung hindi mo tapusin. Pero paano mo tapusin kung ikaw ang pinaka-guilty among these mga nanakaw? Ha? With due respect. Tapos, ngayon, pinapa-issuean na niya ng warrant of arrest si Saldico. Nung una, sinabi ni Saldico na sinabi ni Martin, magtago ka muna dyan, Saldico. I-dribble mo muna. Ngayon nagsalita na si Saldico, pinapaspasan mo na.
Subot, counted.
Shoot the ball. Ha?
Counted.
30 meters away.
3
Shoot the ball
points.
na.
3 points.
3 points na kagad. Tapos, pero, how can you convince the Filipino people na wala kang kinalaman? Sinasabi mo, ang ICI at saka ang Department of Public Works and Highways ay may hinain na. Ito, sabihin ko sa inyo, itong ICI, sinampahan namin ng kaso sa Supreme Court. Dahil wala talagang saysayan, waste of money, duplication of work.
Pa-dribble lang yan.
Dinidribble lang. Tapos, incidentally, I want to tell you, noong isang araw, may mga kausap ako doon sa Rockwell. I was with my friend, Attorney Manuel Luna, may kausap kami. I will not tell the people who we're talking with. In another table, nandoon ang aking dating kasama, taga-congressman sa Manila, katabi niya si Babe Singson. Nung nakita ko ni Babe Singson, he stood up to greet me and I said, how are you, Mr. Secretary? I want to inform you na nag-file kami po ng petition sa Supreme Court to declare yung opisina nyo as unconstitutional. After a while, nung tumayo na ako, mga kababayan, I wanted to say goodbye to my friend na dating congressman sa Manila, katabi niya si Babe Singson. Tumayo si Babe Singson, nag-usap kami. Sandali. Sabi ko, Babes, ano ba nangyari dyan sa ICI? Sabi niya, I already tendered my resignation.
No.
And effective,
What?
sabi ko, bakit hindi na-announce? Sabi niya, I wanted it secret. Effective December. Kasi talagang nakukonfuse ako. Parang walang saysay yung opisina na yan, yung ginagawa namin. It's all window dressing. Sabi niya. So wala naman talagang, sabi niya sa akin, wala naman talagang independence kami. So, itong mga sinasaysay ni Marcos, itong mga pinagyayabang ni Marcos na may mga kaso na, kung galing yan sa ICI, magtatagal pa yan. Why? Because the Department of, the Ombudsman and the Department of Justice, respectively, will have to do case build-up. Hindi naman basta-basta sinasabi na ni Ombudsman Remulla dati that we cannot just file just like that. We have to case build-up, otherwise it will just be dismissed. Pero it would seem now, mga kababayan, na minamadali ni Marcos dahil napaka-bingatibo nitong bangag na ito, gusto niyang mahuli kagad si Saldi dahil nanggigaliiti siya ng galit, balik. Sabi niya, putragis yung Saldi na yan, dapat mahuli niya. Pero noong una, nung pinapasibat niya si Saldi, sinasabihan ni Romualdez na, diyan ka muna, tago ka muna. Dangerous, pag bumalik ka, binabaliktad na nila ngayon dahil gusto niyang yariin si Saldi ko. Gusto nitong Marcos.
He wants to reel him in.
He wants to maybe torture or whatever para hindi na magsalita si Saldi ko laban sa kanya. So, paano mo tatapusin yan, Marcos?
Tablahin.
Ikaw nag-umpisa, pero tatablahin mo si Saldi, yun ba ang ending para sa'yo?
Teka. Hindi ako naniniwalang siya nag-umpisa niyan, ha? Nagsinungaling na naman ang bakaw.
Oo.
Ang nagsimula niyan ay si Sara Duterte, September 10, 2024. Matapos siya nag-resign, in-announce niya ang kalokohan sa DepEd ng DPWH
Insertions.
at mga congressmen
Oh, kasi
na
ang budget
tumatawag sa kanya.
ng budget ng DepEd, umayaw siya na pakialaman ng mga congressman.
Yes.
Kaya,
Hindi
dinagdagan
pwede.
nila by insertion para magamit nila yung pera na hindi magagalaw ni Vice President, yung in-insert nila at mapupunta sa mga congressman
Through the DPWH,
through the DPWH.
not through the DepEd.
Kaya, walang saysay. Ilang school buildings lang ang inamin na ni Vince Dizon na 22 lang out of 1,700 school buildings were built. What a shame on you, Marcos. You're a shameless president, Mr. Marcos.
Bago pala nagkaroon ng flood control ghost projects, marami ng ghost projects sa school building.
Oh. So, ngayon, kapapay lang, parang hatchet job. May warrant of arrest na kagad. O, tingnan mo itong NBI.
Kating-kating.
Alam naman nila
Gigil.
na si Saldico will not just turn himself in because he has
No
been
way.
threatened. Napapatayin ni Romualdez. He has been threatened. Si Romualdez, inutusan ni Marcos na magliwaliw ka na lang muna dyan, Saldi, huwag kang bumalik. It's so dangerous for you to come back.
Tsaka yung mga statements na
Now, sige.
yung mga statements na yan, plus the fact na yung ginawa nila kay Presidente Duterte sa pagkidnap sa kanya are enough reasons for Saldico to also build a case to seek asylum in another country.
Yes.
Because his life and his safety
Oo.
is truly at stake.
Tapos itong mga buwang na mga alipores, tulad dito, tingnan mo ito. Itong bagong NBI, anong sinasabi? We will arrest Saldico immediately. Ito, pakita natin.
Arrest warrants versus DPWH. SunWest officials sinimula ng ihain ng NBI at PNP. Sinimula lang ng National Bureau of Investigation, NBI, at Quezon City Police District, QCPD, ang paghahain ng arrest warrant laban sa ilang opisyal ng DPWH at Board of Directors ng SunWest noong Biyernes, November 21. Apat na bahay ang pinuntahan ng NBI sa Quezon City habang pinuntahan naman ng QCPD ang bahay ni Dominic Gregorio Serrano, Hepe ng Construction Division ng DPWH Region 4A sa Barangay Tandansora. Kabilang si Serrano sa mga opisyal na may warrant of arrest mula sa Sandigan Bayan 6th Division para sa kasong malversation of public funds through falsification of public documents, ngunit hindi siya naabutan sa kanyang bahay.
Okay. So, nasaan si Saldico? Nasaan yung warrant of arrest? SunWest official. Pero, according to the lawyer of Saldico, he's no longer connected with SunWest. He has divested his interest in the SunWest. So, paano ngayon yan?
So drawing na naman ito.
Drawing na naman ito.
Drawing na naman.
Alam mo kasi, sinasabi ni Amy Marcos, itong kapatid niya, ang tagal na nagdodroga. Even during the younger days niya, according to the Rolling Stone, which is a very popular band, sama daw ito si Marcos at siya yung nagsusupply ng mga drugs doon sa mga members ng band. He was so mesmerized and so attracted to the band dahil mahilig nga dito sa mga kanta-kanta. Na starstruck siya doon. According to the magazine that reported, a young man whose father is a president of an Asian country has been going around with us in our concerts and was the one supplying us with drugs. Tama yun si Amy, bata pa, talagang lulong na sa droga ito si Marcos. So how can he think? How can he think with ano? Ika nga'y wise thinking or normal thinking
How
when
can
he is abnormal.
Well, how can he discern, no?
Oh, how can he discern?
Between right and wrong, between true or false. So,
So-
yung kanyang ano na yan, alam mo, secretary, itong drug addiction is a health issue. This is a cause for incapacity to administer and rule the country.
Ilabas natin ito.
Yeah.
Okay. Na it's a health issue and therefore I have written on that during the rally of the Iglesia ni Cristo, Amy Marcos has revealed that his brother or her brother Marcos Jr. alias
Bonget.
Bonget has been taking drugs, and until now he's still taking drugs, and it has affected his thinking. Sabi ni Amy yan, ha? Now, from medical findings, drug addiction affects the brain and as a result, cause abnormalities in the person's comprehension and movement. So people are now raising questions, paring Ado. Is drug addiction a disease or illness? According to the American Society of Addiction Medicine, ASAM, addiction is a disease. It's a chronic condition. So, an addiction as a chronic brain disorder. Sinasabi dito, why is addiction considered an illness? The American Society of Addiction Medicine, ASAM, defines addiction as a primary chronic disease of brain reward, motivation, memory, and related circuitry. Dysfunction in this circuits leads to characteristic biological, psychological, social, and spiritual manifestations.
Spiritual, ah.
Is addiction a serious problem? Sabi ng ASAM, without treatment, addiction can cause serious health issues, even death. It can damage personal relationships, lead to financial difficulties, and cause legal problems. Untreated addiction also harms family members, and the effects can last for generations. Now, considering that addiction as has manifested by Amy Marcos, na talagang addict itong kapatid niya, it is endangering the country, pare.
Yes, yes.
And the Constitution is not devoid of any solution as far as the condition of Marcos having an illness which is addiction, having a serious illness,
Meron to the
serious
point yan.
disease. Ito. Considering what Senator Amy has divulged from studies of medical experts it can be alleged that Marcos may be suffering from an illness or disease of drug addiction which hinders and affects his ability and competence to run the government and results to his incapacity. Under the 1987 Constitution, dapat pakinggan nyo ito mga kababayan, lalo na itong mga cabinet members. Kasi mayroon kayong obligasyon under the Constitution. Under the 1987 Constitution, in Article 7, Section 11 of that Constitution, it states that a majority of all the members of the cabinet can declare the president unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office due to disease or other inability. The process involves a series of steps. A majority of the cabinet submits a written declaration of the president's inability to the heads of the Senate and House of Representatives. The vice president becomes acting president. And furthermore, under Article 12, Section 12, mandates that in the event of the President's serious illness, the public must be informed of the health status.
Yes.
Access to the President during this time is guaranteed for certain key officials, including those involved in national security and foreign relations and the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces. If this so, General Bronner is obligated to have Marcos Jr. examined, and he should reveal to the public the state of health of Mr. Marcos Jr. Pare, anong masabi mo dito sa mga nakalatag ng mga provisions ng Constitution at saka mga medical precepts tungkol sa addiction nitong si Marcos?
That's why I led the discussion there kasi importante yan. At yan ay taliwas sa sinasabi ni Browner, no? Na kailangan proteksyonan nila ang presidente na para bang oblivious siya na ang dapat proteksyonan niya first and foremost ay yung people and the state. Dahil ang hawak ng presidente is only a derivative sovereignty. Delegated lang mo yan. The absolute sovereign are the people.
And under this provision of the Constitution, in cases of national security,
Yan.
ikaw mismo, Browner, na sip-sip ka ng sip-sip kay Marcos, baliktarin mo na yung ugali mo at perform mo yung obligation mo in the Constitution na pumunta ka kay Marcos, dalhin mo siya sa hospital or sa expert at ipa-examine mo yung utak niya.
Transparent dapat. Alam dapat
And
namin.
you are obligated to tell the people kung ano ang kondisyon ng commander-in-chief mo. Kung may karapatan pa ba siyang mamuno sa ating bansa. At ikaw mismo ang binigyan ng mandato ng konstitusyon na ipaalam mo sa taong bayan. You have not done that. You have made a cover-up of the health of the president.
Yes.
When you are obligated under the Constitution, along Article 7, Section 12 of the Constitution.
Hindi lang yun. 4 billion ang intelligence funds. Kasi sama mo pa yung sa military, imposible na hindi nyo alam. Lalo na meron kayong support group, which is the Presidential Security Group, PSG, na nakatutok ng 24/7 sa Pangulo. So, Browner, pag hindi mo pinerform ang duty mo, ako hindi lawyer, but I think you are now guilty of dereliction of duty. At baka yung pension mo, pag iba na ang Pangulo, ay hindi ibigay sa'yo dahil traidor ka sa bayan.
That's tantamount to cover up. Because you are obligated to see to it, kasi there is now an accusation, an allegation that the president is an addict, a drug addict, and there are implications of being a drug addict as already spelled out in the medical bulletin.
And there is verified negative effect, disastrous effect on the national interest.
And of course, security.
National security.
National security. What if
Pagsak na economy natin.
what if mayroong incidents of internal or external aggression? How can a man who does not distinguish between right and wrong decide the fate of our country? Can he declare war? Can he declare us to surrender? These are all
Nagdududa tuloy yung mga tao.
ingredients of a decision that has to be made by a president who is considered normal. What if he has illness or he has a disease which is drug addiction?
Nagdududa tuloy ang mga tao na baka hindi na si Marcos sa proteksyonan mo. Baka meron
And
ka baka may ibang puwersa.
there are allegations that Marcos tagabasa lang.
Oo.
Tagabasa lang ng idiot board. Pero there is someone really deciding for him. Ito,
Calling the
pakinggan
shots.
natin itong
Oo.
nangyari dito. Ito,
Baka
we will discuss it in another topic.
Okay.
But ito yung nangyari. Pasibali lang, no? Sinabi ni Bersamin na hindi siya nag-resign.
O yan.
He was fired out. Kinwestiyon niya yung sinabi ni Claire Castro.
Delikadesa daw.
Sinabi ni Bersamin, I did not resign. I was fired. Somebody told me that I have to go. Tapos, tinanong ngayon si Claire Castro, was he fired? Who fired him? Can you imagine this stupid Lucaret in Malacanang? I don't know who fired him. Can you imagine? There is only one person who can fire. The executive secretary. And it is the appointing authority, Marcos Jr. So, hindi mo sasagutin that if Bersamin is insisting that he was fired,
Then he was fired by the president.
he was fired by the president.
But you cannot answer. Therefore, somebody else fired him.
Because the president did not fire him.
Yeah.
Somebody else fired him, yung mas higit pa sa presidente,
Oo.
na amo ni Claire Castro.
The
And I
unelected.
understand, sinabi ni Bersamin, somebody told me outside of government that I have to go. So, sino yun? Yung amo ni Marcos.
Oo.
Huh? Who is not accountable, but who is the one deciding for the fate of our country.
Ayan.
No.
Not the president anymore.
No. Klarong-klaro from their insinuations, yung isang
Kasi
an
dapat,
accountable person but is the one running the show.
dapat sinabi ni
Si Marcos tagabasa lang ng mga
Presidente.
script. Doon sa idiot board. Disusi lang yan.
Disusi lang yan.
Okay?
Anyway.
So, yun po, mga kababayan. So, I'm calling again the members of the cabinet. If you want to be responsible for this country, magsama-sama kayo, just like a jury. A jury in the United States, grand jury, they are gathered in one room. Mag-gather kayo mga members ng cabinet at
Mag-usap
pag-usapan nyo
Mag-meeting kayo.
kung talaga bang payagan pa ninyo itong tao na may illness, may disease dahil drug addict na pwedeng magpatakbo ng ating bansa. Because you are obligated by the Constitution to report to the head of the Congress and head of the Senate. After which, there will be a succession, a temporary succession. Okay? So yun po mga kababayan, gawin po ninyo yan.
Your patriotic duty.
Lalo na itong bago ngayong executive secretary, I hope he is responsible kasi kilala ko ito, mahilig ito sa threesome. Baka pag nag-decide yan, nasa ibang hotel yan, may ginagawang iba. Tama na. Okay.
Huwag kalimutan mag-subscribe dito sa Iparas kay Paras. At
Magandang
i-click
hapon.
ang notification bell. Maraming salamat.